Grand Rising, beautiful people! Are you thriving? Are you surviving? What's happening your side of the world? Welcome to Awakening with Professor Ez's podcast. In this podcast, we will start to dive in much deeper into the strategies, the energy tools, and practical solutions with a fun, dynamic energy. And I am Professor S, aka Jack Sisodia. I am a healer, mentor, coach, awakening facilitator, and also a Reiki practitioner. Okay, beautiful people, let's get on with today's episode. Grand Rising, beautiful people. This is your boy Professor S
and the Soul Designer.
Alright, bro, what are we talking about today?
Today's topic is breaking the cycle of jealousy and understanding its root causes.
Ooh, I like this. So, you're the actual inspiration about jealousy.
Am I?
You know why?
I am.
Yeah, what are you lying?
I don't know.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, he loves lying like this to himself and to me at times.
I don't lie.
Job. Don't angry me like that now.
No, I don't lie. I'm vague, but I don't lie.
Ladies and gentlemen, if someone's vague, would you say that count as lying? Actually, it's not.
Exactly.
No, I realize. Right. But what I'm saying is, when you're vague, it's a bit suspect.
I mean, I'll give you that one, sure.
So imagine now, I'm vague now. You know what? Maybe we do a podcast. Maybe we don't.
No, that's not vague. That's indecisive.
Yeah, but it leads to indecision. I truly believe through Professor S mindset and how I am, your vagueness creates indecision in other people.
Yeah, but partly that's not my problem, is it?
It is, because you're creating that. Because remember, it takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. Nothing comes out of thin air.
True. Okay.
Think that without a thought, where's the thought come from? From a consciousness.
Yeah.
Where's the consciousness come from? From someone else's mind. Hence why you pick it. Imagine you go around, you like you're driving, and all of a sudden you're having happy thoughts, and all of a sudden you drive, all of a sudden you get road rage.
It's because of someone else, isn't it?
Yes.
So road rage is technically someone else's fault. Never your fault.
True, but you're the receptor of that thought.
Yeah, that's true.
And you have a choice whether, all right, you either continue with the road rage or be like, no, it's not really me. It's not my energy.
True. I guess you just get annoyed at their actions have caused you to maybe react in a way that kind of snatched your peace for a temporary.
Yeah.
But then I guess it's your choice how you choose to let that. What am I trying to say here?
What are you trying to say, bro?
I don't know. We're talking about jealousy.
Yeah, we're talking about jealousy.
We're talking about road rage now.
But your road rage, look, I'm just trying to explain the consciousness.
Okay.
So if you think about jealous, what does it tell you? What does jealousy mean to you?
Jealousy means that you're envious of someone having something you want but don't have or can't get.
You know, envy and jealous are two separate.
And let's swap envy with jealousy then. Jealousy is something you think you're jealous of someone because they have what you want.
Okay.
Talk about putting your phone on Do Not Disturb as well. But all right.
Yeah, continue.
Jealousy is something you feel when you want something someone else has that you don't.
Okay. So do you know the difference between jealousy and envy?
No, I do not.
Alright, so let me explain it in Professor S 101. So jealousy now is you're jealous of what they have that you're not. When you envy, I rather envy someone in a positive way. So I'll give an example now. I envy you that how great you are graphic designing. But I'm not speaking ill of it.
It's different intentions, isn't it?
Yes, but when you're jealous, it means, how can you do it? How dare you, bro? Like, that should be mine, not you. Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you see the difference in terms of jealousy and envy? Because it's a part where it's the difference between you actually handling yourself than you letting yourself go berserk and be like, oh my God, why me? Because jealousy, then what happens into jealousy?
I guess your ego comes out full front and center.
Yeah. And then after your ego's out, because of the jealousy, what spiral does it take you into.
It takes you in a bit of a anger rabbit hole.
Yes.
Yeah.
It takes you in an anger rabbit hole, and then what happens is, oh, how dare he? Why does he get it and I don't? Oh my God, I do not worthy.
Puts you in a victim mindset.
Exactly. So you're jealous, and then you put yourself in a victimization mode. Then what happens? It creates fear, doubt, and then people can't be trusted, and it creates new belief systems.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so mindful of not to be jealous of anyone. Not saying we do it intentionally, but it just happens.
I guess you gotta really train yourself not to be jealous, isn't it?
True.
Because sometimes when you want, whether you want it or not,
Yeah.
a thought or an emotion will pop up. But I guess it's how you deal with that counts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it happened to me
Yeah.
earlier this week, and in my mind I was like, no, that's not how I want to feel. If someone has something that I don't, then I want to be happy for them. I don't want to be in a situation where, why do they have it, I don't. I don't want that in my psyche. So I approached you almost straight away, being like, this is what I'm feeling. What can I do to get rid of it? I don't want this in my stratosphere.
Okay. So what guidance did I give you in that moment?
I mean, I don't remember.
No, ladies and gentlemen, we need to work on his memory, honestly.
Yeah, that can be a topic for the next podcast.
I don't know.
Break through your memory block.
I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comment if you want to talk about memory, retaining memory. But coming back to the podcast now and where we are about jealousy is... So I remember I used to be so jealous of people going out.
Yeah.
Because my mum told me I need to be home by 6 o'clock and I can't go out and this and that. And I used to get so jealous when people used to go parties.
Bloody hell, man, that's early.
I know, but I was a troubled kid when I was younger.
No,
and I was scared to go out. But at the same time, I was like, I was jealous and, oh, why does he go out and I don't? And because I didn't have the money to go out.
Why were you scared to go out though?
Because I used to just be scared of the dark.
Oh, fair enough.
Even though when I was younger, it's funny, when I was younger, I used to live in the dark. Because I'd, like, at one point, like, because I couldn't speak until the age of 5, and I didn't have a way to articulate, my babysitters will put me in the garden in pitch black, and I'm kicking the football smiling.
I mean, fair enough you're smiling, but that don't seem like appropriate behaviour for appropriate situation.
Look,
it's not something an adult babysitter should do to a child.
True, but then if I'm biting your knees, punching you, kicking you every hour, what are you gonna do?
Well, I guess.
And you're babysitting me, and I'm 5 years old.
I mean, I put you in timeout. I'm not gonna put you in the garden.
But you put me in a timeout. I like, forget it, bun this, bang, and I'm coming back at you, hit your nuts aside. What are you telling me? You're not gonna safeguard yourself?
Maybe I'll go in the garden. No, I'm kidding. I get where you're coming from.
See, I don't blame them for putting me in the garden.
True, I wouldn't blame them, but I don't condone it either.
True, but then if you can't control the child and it's going so much, what do? You go in extreme measures. But what happened to me in the garden, I was just smiling, kicking the ball, and I was like, bang, 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 bang. It didn't faze me.
It was like a reward for biting people, isn't it?
I used to, bro, if you spoke to my mum, I used to write on the walls.
Bloody hell, man.
I write on the walls, bite people's knees. I remember this one time, bro, like legitly, I put a can of Coke on the TV. Because I thought, why not?
How was your parents' reaction?
They got vexed, bro. They were vexed. They were so angry. It's like, but they knew that I didn't know what was happening.
No wonder you don't drink any soft drinks.
But coming back to jealousy, I used to live a life where I used to be in the dark. But then what happened when I got older, I always see people go out. So why can't that be me? And I used to get so jealous. And I didn't have the money, I didn't have the clothes, I didn't have the confidence, and I didn't have the friends I wanted. And I used to be so jealous of people. What are they doing that I'm not? Why is it them? Why can I not live this life? And I used to constantly be like that as I grew into my teens and coming into my adult, until I had to change the thought pattern.
So how did you change the thought pattern?
So I had to learn it the hard way. I learned that the lesson of being jealous the hard way, and my mom had to sit me down.
Can you walk us through that? Or
Yeah. So when my mom was sitting me down, she said to me, "You don't need to be jealous of other people because you don't know what the other person has done to receive what they have."
That's true.
When my mom gave me that wisdom, with my dad being there as well, parents give me that wisdom, that dropped the chord in me. Because my parents are philanthropist type of energies. They love to give back and actually serve, and that's where my servant mentality comes from. Then I realized that was a turning point for me. Was I wasn't chasing after someone lifestyle, because I can create the lifestyle they have and emulate it.
Yeah.
That's when I turned jealousy into envy, when I just changed the questioning. I like what they have, I don't want all of what they have.
So I guess you changed it from victimizing to a bit of empowerment.
Yes, because my mom and dad sat me down and be like, "Son, you don't need to be jealous of people. You don't need to have their life, because you don't know what pain and struggles they had to get that."
It's true.
And that's the aha moment I needed.
It's true. We only see one aspect of it, don't
Yes, but my parents gave me a different perspective, and because of that perspective, it gave me the inkling to not be jealous of people. It made me humbled. It humbled me, and hence why I have fun. And when people say, "Oh, church, don't ask me out," well, that's all right, cool. God's got a better plan for me.
Yeah.
And I trust that. And I would say to anyone right now is, if you're getting jealous of whether it's going to a party, people have a skill set, people have a clothes, the bag, whatever it is, ask yourself, what did the other person do to actually receive it? What did they sacrifice?
That's actually a really, really good line of thinking. Because you're right. We don't know what other people have gone through. They could have gone through the toughest pain known to man and came out stronger. But we only see the aspect of them in their strength.
True. So, and I'll give you an example. So where I have been brought up, my dad sacrificed his well-being in the sense of him living his best life to support me, my sister, my mum. He used to get 3 jobs and work.
Yeah.
Could you imagine my dad just deciding, you know what, the kids can suffer and fine, I'll just do one job and live happy?
Yeah, then you wouldn't, in a way, you wouldn't have the mindset you have now.
Exactly.
But also the childhood and the life that you have.
True. And the thing is, when I was in my inner child work, the thing that came up to me the most, that my dad wasn't there for me. I can see why my dad wasn't there for me.
But part of your childhood,
I didn't have him. I was missing the father figure.
Yeah.
Because my dad was physically working 3 jobs to keep the house in alignment.
Yeah.
But the inner child was saying, "Daddy's not home. Why is he not home? Does he not love me?" Can you see the spiral?
Yeah.
From my inner child, that 10-year-old now, "Dad, where are you? I need you, but you're not here." What do you think as the inner child is speaking now?
I guess he just wants it from a space of love, isn't it?
Yeah.
Plus, I guess your dad was right he's right in his own way. He was working hard to provide so you can have the lifestyle that you had growing up. But then, as a child, you just kind of want love, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. But what happens when, as a child now, you want the adults to have time with you, but because adults don't have time because they go for the money. And what do you think happens to the child?
He just kind of left alone, isn't it?
Yeah, and then what do you think the child's mindset becomes?
Well, firstly, he's gonna see that my parents aren't there for me, and then if he knows they're out chasing money, he might end up resenting money.
Exactly. Then what happens when the child now looks at another parent who is very loving and giving all of it?
They get jealous.
Exactly. Do you see? It creates, because the jealousy comes from a space they don't have.
I guess part of it is also being okay with what you don't have, right?
True, but you don't know what you don't have unless you see someone who has what you don't have. because it's about perspective. Because the jealousy doesn't come out unless it's shown to you.
Yeah.
Because if we live in a room right now where we are now and never go out, we won't know the difference.
Yeah. You won't. Technically, you might not even know what jealousy is.
Exactly, because it doesn't.
You never had a contrast, isn't it?
See, that's the word, contrast. You don't have nothing to compare it with.
Yeah.
That's why they say comparison. It creates the jealousy. It creates the. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, you have to be in your focus in what you need to do, and use everyone else as an inspiration. Not jealousy. Oh, why do they have it? No. You need to envy what they do and have what they do and say, all right, they have that. How can I make it to me? How can I put Professor S? How can I Professor S sit like in that, make it my own version? That's what happened to me. That's why I don't get jealous of people, because I understand they sacrifice something to get it. There's a sacrifice, either in time, energy, or money. It requires one of those three elements.
So instead of putting yourself in victim mode, strive to include elements of what you're jealous of. Change it into envy so you can empower yourself to want.
Yeah.
But not just be in a space where you're lacking. That's an interesting way of seeing it.
That's what happened to me. That aha moment with my parents saying, son, you don't know what they've gone through. That's all I needed. My parents just pat me on the back and said, son, we love you. But you also need to look at the world differently.
Yeah.
And because I've got two strong parents, that's why I'm where I am right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Even though some, like my inner child were like, oh dad, why weren't you here? Why do you have to be at the cash and carry and doing all this? And that's just because my inner child wanted the love.
Yeah.
That's what we crave for, is love.
Yeah, it's true. That's essentially what we want, isn't it? Either we find it from another person within ourselves or money. That's all we want, is just love.
And it's interesting to see jealousy. It's like, I see it when other people was like, oh, it's imagine now it's like a mask. You wear a jealousy mask. I can see it, and it's ugly. When I see people jealous, it's ugly. And then sometimes I used to say, I can't believe I used to be that ugly.
Yeah. So what do you feel when I told you my moment when I was jealous?
I just laughed. But the reason why I laughed internally is because I already foreseen your jealousy beforehand. Because I know based on my personal experience, what that looks like.
Yeah.
Hence why I give you different perspective. But what happens is, it's not satisfied.
Yeah, it's true.
But after hearing my story about my parents, what they said to me,
yeah.
How does your perspective change with jealousy?
I guess I just need to be okay with where I am and to know that that's not my final destination. And if I like aspects of other people, I need to adapt it, but in my own way.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I would say right now is really stay present and not feel jealous or envious of anyone. The line that really helps you right now is, I am who I am where I am. And then what I want you to do as a process is, I want you to write that sentence 7 times for 7 days with a red pen. And what that will do is, you're really instilling being present in who you are and being okay in what you are.
Yeah, I like that. I might start doing that myself.
You should. Yeah. Honestly, it's such a great line. My mentor told me about that, and when she told me about it, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna seize it. One thing about my mentor, God rest her soul, one thing she loved about me is I was a student first.
Yeah.
This Professor S that you see is because I was continually working on who I am. She will say jump, I'll say hi. I didn't even question her.
You came in with that student mentality in it to learn, with an empty cup.
I always had empty cup mentality.
Yeah.
And because of that, it allowed me to receive so much abundance that I didn't know what to do with it.
It's true. Yeah.
And you're only able to receive as much as you give. And what happens is, it's like, imagine you have this big, massive, like, jug. There's this big, massive jug. Wherever you can fill in is also the level you can receive in. The challenge most people have is they give a lot, but they don't know how to receive.
I guess it's part of like guilt, isn't it?
Yeah, in the value system.
Yeah.
I had a colleague at work where we're talking about they're fasting at the moment, and he said to me, I asked him, "Am I humble?" He says no.
You asked him if you're humble.
Yeah, I asked him if I'm humble, and for him, he sees humble and successful as two separate. But then I asked him, "All right, have you ever met a humble, successful person?"
So for him, if you're successful, you can't be humble.
Yes, that's his belief level.
Okay.
Not saying he's right or wrong, or right or left. It's just where his point of view of his life is.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And then here, I had another work colleague. He says, "I got a friend who's made millions, and he's such a humble guy. You will never know." And then something happened to him in that moment. But like, oh, because his thought patterns is creating the reality he's in.
Yeah, I guess he thought he never met a rich humble guy until he met someone with an experience that they have.
Exactly.
But you asked him if he thought you were humble, right?
Yeah,
and he said no.
He said no because the reason why he said no is because he says, "Check, you're very firm. You know what exactly you want." But because being humble, he's putting humble as weakness.
He's put okay.
Do you get it? Because being you're humble, what is it? When you think of humbleness, what does it mean?
You're very kind of accepting of someone's opinion.
Okay.
There's a lot of leeway in how
Okay.
you maybe potentially lead or act.
Okay. If you allow too much leeway, what happens to you?
You start getting it's just you let the indecisiveness come in and then potentially maybe people pleasing.
Okay. So you see, so from being humble, it means people pleasing in his eye.
Yeah. And then he associates that with weakness.
Yes.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, type in the comments or in the chat box, wherever you are, if that makes sense, if that resonates with you. Being humble means weakness. Because that's what the actual mindset is literally saying. But really, being humble and being firm in your humbleness is the sweet spot.
Yeah.
You can be kind, you can be nice, but you also need to know, all right, who you are.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, ladies and gentlemen, so if you want to be that sweet lamb, I know most of our viewers, are a sweet lamb. But in order to be the sweet lamb, you need to be that courageous lion.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be that sher. You need to be that sher. And that lion. Sher means lion in Punjabi. And in order to be the sher, what does it entail?
Leading.
Okay.
Being courageous, I guess, knowing exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But that's what I mean. Being a leader is leading with your heart.
Yeah.
Leading with your intentions into what you're going through. And sometimes you will have stumbling blocks. You will have challenges. But those challenges grow you.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And then people think, oh, you got it easy.
Yeah, because they don't see that. They don't see that background.
Exactly. No one sees the iceberg that you see like with Titanic.
No one sees the bottom part.
No one sees the bottom part that created this little bloody little triangle iceberg, and all the bottom hand is this big base of like rocks and everything that's holding that part.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. Hence why people get jealous. Is because they don't understand the sacrifice of what the person has achieved.
Yeah, I guess the way to tackle jealousy is really you need a strong self-talk.
Mm-hmm.
You need to tell yourself that that you're okay with where you are.
Yeah.
And then you want aspects of someone else's life, but you don't want their life.
Exactly, but like that's the point. You want to work on aspects of it. That's where you're envious of how they do it, but how do you integrate it? That's where you start working on you.
Yeah,
that's what you. If you think about it, that's like imagine this light here. There's a light coming here, but you don't want to be the light itself. You want to like put this light and create a new color.
Yeah,
you want to amplify according to your soul.
Yeah.
And that soul's color and that version of you. You don't want to duplicate exactly that person's life.
No, that's true. So just take that feeling, but change the outcome of it.
You're amplifying that bit that working really well for them and integrating it in who you are.
Yeah.
And you need time to process that integration.
Yeah. Time, repetition.
Yes, and that's why you need to be kind to yourself, because you think you should get it first time round.
Yeah. But it's a difficult concept, being kind to yourself, isn't it?
Of course, because it's not taught.
Yeah.
It's not taught to be kind. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not taught to be kind. It's not, you've not been taught kindness to yourself. It's not an advice you get all the time.
No, definitely not. No one really teaches you to be kind to yourself.
Exactly.
I'll say it's about 8 or 9 out of 10 people are harsh on themselves.
Oh yeah, 100%. Ah, bro, what a conversation, man.
Yeah, it's been a good one.
It is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually the end of our episode. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Your boy, Professor S.
And the Soul Designer.
And we sign off, and we shall see you on the next episode. Thank you for joining myself and Sukhdev on the podcast. It's been absolutely our pleasure to really serve your souls and really give you the insights of how you can cultivate more fun, dynamic energy and receive things with ease and grace. Also, please leave a review down below on Trustpilot of how you felt with it, and your words of wisdom will help another soul with creating more love and wisdom. And also, if you're looking to gain more clarity, blast through your limit beliefs, book a session with myself where we dive in much deeper in terms of the energy tools, the mindset and the strategies to really live your best life and really cultivate who you truly meant to become. This is Professor signing off. Keep rising your greatness, keep aligning your highest, and let's go smash it. Come on, son!